So I will continue. We are reaching slowly. No, we are going towards the end of our presentation. We still have a few minutes. But what I will explain you is, so you have now seen a number of tools that we provide that might help you. In the beginning, I have given you a few challenges. Now, I will give you a kind of methodology on actually how to implement and how to get compliant within your organizations. You probably are aware of something like this, which is actually a pretty standard way of going from an assist situation towards a to-be situation. And you can divide this in a number of steps, and how you have been doing it, it doesn't actually matter. The thing is that you should be able to do that. Now, in order to obtain that, we noticed that actually let's say your regular way of doing business, and I mean sales, marketing, recruitment, purchasing, and so on, handling the GDPR for your regular business is actually completely different than handling GDPR compliancy for what I call, and I know it's not the correct term, but still I use it, projects. And with a project, I mean anything that is more or less disruptive in your organization. It could be that you start with a new processing activity, that's evident. But also it could be that you extend a certain activity. It could be that you have a merger or an acquisition. It could be that you buy an important new piece of IT infrastructure. It could be that you start by doing a new kind of marketing, and so on. It could even be a relocation, a physical moving of your company towards another site. So anything that is rather disruptive in your company, I have given that a separate approach. And I will very briefly, in only 1 or 2 slides, I will briefly show our approach, our methodology towards that. For anything that is your regular business, actually the project plan is pretty standard. We have developed a kind of project plan that seems realistic to us, that we are already rolling out in a number of our customers. And of course, the individual steps, they will differ from one company to another. But basically, what you have to do here is pretty standard. This is the easy part. The main problems that I see is for all those disruptive things, anything that is project-based. Because in practice, projects have already started. And people come to the DPO like, oh, okay, we have to be GDPR compliant, but actually our purchasing has already started of this new system, or we are already developing it, and that has already been the specifications have already been written. Or, okay, yes, our moving, it's already planned and we can't do anything about it. So this, in order to go from that chaos that you see on the left side towards, let's say, all the right boxes ticked, we have worked out a kind of approach which we align with your internal project management methodology. For instance, here I show an example. Some of you are probably aware of the PMI or PMBOK kind of project management methodology. Some of you might be using something like Prince2, or some of you might have your own internal way of project management. So actually what we do is we have tools that align that to your internal project management methodology. And based on the different project approaches, we usually also take up the role as DPO, then we actually gather the right information, we ensure that the right awareness is there, we ensure that the documentation is at the right time in place, so that all your obligations in terms of the GDPR are actually fulfilled. I believe that's the last thing that you want to do a little wrap up, Hans? Yes? Okay.